What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the next Witcher 3 build. This particular build is our best alchemy build that we have made, so I'd like to share it with you today. Also, I'd love it if you guys could share it too, and give it a like if you do enjoy it. Now, this build is one of the most fun that I have played in Witcher 3. The main components of this build include blowing shit to smithereens and ingesting so many powerful potions that you look like a walking erection. While playing this build, crafting is essential. You'll want to find and create as many recipes as you can so you can remain versatile and handle any situation. We want lots of oils, lots of potions, lots of decoctions, and lots of bombs. We utilize blade oils a lot to help you with the defensive and the offensive against certain enemy types. We will have many bombs to use, unlimited blade oil, and toxicity levels so high that you could drink a brewery. Additionally, the cluster bomb ability is one of the coolest things to watch. Seeing a grape shot blow a bandit camp to pieces is super duper satisfying. I also like to note, while taking advantage of the green mutagens providing a vitality bonus, this character is quite a tanky character. We've got the bear skull techniques to give us that extra vitality, and on top of that all the mutagens, and on top of that we've got lots of ways to recover health through potions, and we can use lots of decoctions to give us many resistance benefits and vitality stacking benefits. Now let's get into the equipment, skills, and progression. First off, let's look at our equipment. We've got the entire Ursine set, master crafted. Now, I will just note that here I do have only the enhanced version of the silver sword, and that is because of a glitch I encountered where I cannot find white gold. First, we have the Ursine Steel Sword Mastercrafted, the 20% adrenaline point gain, 75% critical hit bonus. Also, I'd just like to mention quickly that all glyphs and runes are up to you guys. I leave them up to you. I mean, you can enhance certain aspects of the build with the glyphs, but I've just sort of left it open to you guys. Then we have the Ursine Silver Sword Enhanced, which would be a lot higher. Basically the same thing, just a lot higher stats when mastercrafted. We have the mastercrafted Ursine Armor with the 20% adrenaline point gain and the lots and lots of resistances that come with heavy armor. Another 10% adrenaline point gain on the Ursine Gauntlets. Ursine Boots, 10% adrenaline point gain. And adrenaline point gain on the trousers again. And they've all got high resistances from being heavy armor. Now, let's have a look at all of our selected skills. We have all the vitality mutagens in every single slot. I've got 2 greater ones here and 2 just normal green mutagens. So what we want is heightened tolerance, increases potion overdose by threshold by 25%, so we can drink a lot more potions, plus we get that plus 25% potion duration time that comes with all of these alchemy skill points. Next, we have Poison Blades, which gives oil applied to blades a 15% chance of poisoning the target on each hit, and poisoning this residual damage is just really nice, really useful, and the chance is greater the higher the level of the oil used. So when you have your superior oils, it becomes far more useful, which is neat. Now, this is an awesome and skill. Acquired tolerance. Every known level 1, 2, or 3 alchemy formula increases maximum toxicity by 1, and that's by the 3rd rank of it. So by the end, when you've got a lot of formulas, you do end up with a high toxicity level. As you can see, I'll just quickly show you here. I'm running 3 decoctions at the same time plus a potion, and I've only just reached the cap. You can use a lot of potions. Next, we have Refreshment, which means each potion used heals 25% of maximum vitality, and this works really well for a biggie tank character. So we've got our big health, and here we've got like 9,400, and it would be over 10,000 when we have greater green mutagens in those bottom 2 slots there too. But this gives us a lot of health. We're regenerating 25% of it every time we use a potion. So use Thunderbolt, get 25% back. Use Swallow, get instantly 25% back, as well as healing from Swallow. So it's very useful, keeps you in the game longer, very nice skill. So now we have Protective Coating, which adds another dynamic to the whole oil part. It basically adds 25% protection against attacks from the monster type the oil targets. So if we use Spectre Oil against all Spectre type things, Noon Wraiths, Night Wraiths, etc., we get 25% protection against that, which is very useful, helps our tankiness, and plus it sort of plays into the whole alchemy thing. We need to be prepared for all our fights, and if we do prepare using the right oils, which will bring me on to the next thing, is that they are unlimited and they don't wear off, we can stay the whole fight with a 25% resistance to that particular type of enemy, plus we get the 15% chance to poison. So we have fixative, which means blade oils do not wear off in the 3rd rank, and this is really great. You probably don't need it. You could use the 2nd just up to 2 ranks, but I really like just never having to worry about my oils wearing off. Next we have efficiency, which is a part of the bomb creation tree, increases the maximum number of bombs in each slot by 5, and this is really, really good because when combined with cluster bombs, upon detonation, bombs separate into explosive fragments. Number of fragments that you have at 5 is 6. So total we have, I think I have superior grape shot in this video. I have 9 in all my 9 slots of grape shot, so I can use 9 bombs of grape shot, and each one of those splits into this huge hellfire thing of about 6 individual bombs themselves, because it just fragments everywhere and explodes. Huge range. It's really useful, quite powerful, and hella fun. Now we have tissue transmutation. When consumed, mutagen decoction increases maximum vitality by 1000 for the decoction's effective duration. Now this means when we use a mutagen decoction, we get 1000 extra health straight off the bat, so that's just a nice help. We're using decoctions all the time, and I really encourage when playing this build that you do use them, because it's one of the best advantages of this character is you get to really abuse them. You get to use heaps of them, like 2 can easily be used once you hit like higher levels with high amounts of toxicity, but even at low levels it just makes you easily be able to use a decoction and multiple potions, whereas if you just play standardly, you can sort of just have 1 decoction and it basically nearly puts you to the level. Next we have synergy, which is increases bonus for mutagens placed in mutagen slots by 50%. So basically all of our mutagens in the mutagen slots is 50% more effective, which is really great. It helps us stack that vitality even higher. So instead of just 600 for a greater blue mutagen, we're stacked with 3 mutagen abilities, we instead get 900. And then finally we have adaption, which extends the effective duration of all mutagen decoctions by 50%. If you have a look at these decoctions here, they are lasting a long time, like 140 minutes. Huge, super long time, very useful. You will never run out in a battle of your decoction. It's just not practical. It will just not run out. And finally, we just have the last icing on the cake, which is the Bear School's techniques, which basically each piece of heavy armor increases maximum vitality by 5% and strong attack damage by 5%. So 20% more to strong attack damage and 20% more to vitality, which is a big boost when we're talking about such high vitality numbers already. A 20% boost is an even bigger boost. Now I'll take you through progression and just sort of what to focus on straight off the bat. Now personally, I like acquired tolerance from the start, because we'll start to use multiple potions and we're getting more formulas, and it helps us just increase our overall maximum toxicity. Then I would probably start working on poisoned blades, just because that poison, 15% chance of poisoning, and it won't be that at the start at rank 1, but that little chance to poison is really useful, and that's with everything. Just as long as you've got oil applied to the blade, it will add the up to 15% more chance of poisoning the target, and poison is just a really nice residual damage. And then you'll sort of have to focus on heightened tolerance a bit to get to the next tree. Probably the next thing we really want to focus our points into is refreshment, which is getting that vitality restored every time we use a potion. This combines perfectly with Swallow, because we get an instant amount of health restored to us, plus we get that gradual restoration that Swallow gives us. Even when we use Thunderbolt before we go in for the strike and start to attack the boss, we get 25% of our maximum vitality back at rank 5. Protective coating will also be a big benefit, and that's going to help us, especially as we start to get more and more oils. So we'll want to sort of focus on that earlier. But the one thing I'll recommend that we really want to get to quickly is synergy, and that's increasing the bonus for mutagen by 50% at rank 5, but we want to get those to just get that extra vitality and help us out and make us even tankier. Though you may deprioritize that and instead go for efficiency, where you want to get more bombs, because this character is a bomb character. We like to throw heaps of bombs around, and especially once later you'll get that cluster bombs thing. It just works perfectly. I like getting fixative quite early on as well, just because of that blade oils don't wear off. But one of the things I will recommend early is actually just getting the bear school techniques. It's one of the easiest to get, and by using heavy armor early on, and especially once you've got the beginners bear set, you definitely should have bear school techniques by then, because that 20% extra vitality is just absolutely great. And then again, I mean, last priority is probably adaption, which is the extending the effect of all mutagen decoctions by 50%. I mean, you could even argue that you don't need all the points in this, because it's just they last for so long as it is, and you could always just meditate and you know in between battles and get them restored and use the decoctions again. But I mean, that's sort of up to you. But adaption is probably the lowest priority. So cluster bombs and all these others, adaption I'd say is the lowest priority, because your decoctions do last like enough to be used throughout the whole fight. So I would focus. So just remember, acquired tolerance is really good to get early on, and then that will help you out heaps throughout the game, because this character is using lots of potions, lots of decoctions, and having a high maximum toxicity is very important, because that's what this character's foundation is all about. So essentially, in a nutshell, this character is using potions and bombs and decoctions to supplement any sort of lack of skill in swords and signs. So you'll be using your decoctions that reduce stamina, and you don't have to use, the werewolf decoction, where you don't have to use it doesn't use stamina for running and jumping and certain activities. One last tip for you guys, I would definitely recommend using the Night Wraith decoction well, and it is so awesome for the tanky attitude. When we use this, and we already have the huge decoction duration with the final parts of the alchemy tree, Geralt's maximum vitality is increased with each foe killed, and this lasts until he meditates or fast travel. So I mean, if you avoid either of those, you could stack your health quite high. You could go around to lower level camps or return to things like, if it's level 1 wolves, it's a bang, 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 and it's just increasing your maximum vitality, and this can go on and on and on, and this lasts until you meditate or fast travel, so you can keep this huge vitality. You could just stack it over and over and over and over. So, yeah, that's just a little fun. That's one of my favorite decoctions to use, so I just thought I'd share that with you guys. This seems to be the end of our little video, so thank you so much for tuning in and enjoying the Witcher 3 builds. Do give it a like, do share it around if you did enjoy it. If you do have any suggestions or alternate solutions, feel free to comment them below and help everyone out. I'm Scott from Fudge Muppet, and I'll see you all next time.